This urgent message is specifically for you today. You've been feeling something isn't right with your sister lately, and now there's a reason for those feelings. A powerful protective energy has detected that your sister is being manipulated against you right now. The tension, strange conversations, and sudden distance you've been experiencing with her are not random or your imagination. Something serious is happening behind the scenes that you haven't fully realized yet. Those sleepless nights worrying about your sister, the sudden anxiety when her name appears on your phone, the dreams about childhood memories with her, these are all warning signs trying to reach you. Your intuition has been trying to alert you that something is wrong in this relationship. This message has found you at exactly the right time, before the legal situation with your sister escalates beyond repair. The protective energy surrounding you has guided you to this warning because time is critical. What's happening between you and your sister isn't what it appears to be on the surface. Someone is working behind the scenes, and they're using legal threats as their weapon against your family bond. Here's the shocking truth you need to know. Someone close to your sister is deliberately manipulating her against you. This person is encouraging her to take legal action while pretending to be helpful and supportive. They're poisoning her mind with distortions about you, your intentions, and your past actions together. This isn't a simple misunderstanding or normal sibling disagreement. It's a calculated effort to drive a permanent wedge between you. The person manipulating your sister is motivated by jealousy. Jealousy of your family bond, possible inheritance, property, or the attention your sister gives you. They see you as a threat to their influence over her, and they're working to eliminate that threat. While pretending to be concerned and helpful, they're actually pushing your sister toward attorneys and legal action that will damage your relationship forever. Your sister truly believes she's acting in her own best interests. She doesn't realize she's being used as a weapon in someone else's plan. The manipulator has carefully constructed a false narrative that makes legal action seem necessary and justified. What makes this situation so dangerous is that your sister now genuinely believes these distortions about you. Time is critical. Once legal proceedings formally begin, positions harden, and the emotional damage becomes much more difficult to repair. This warning has reached you at the final moment when intervention is still possible. You need to recognize the clear signs that manipulation is happening. Think about how your sister's communication has changed recently. Has her language suddenly become formal or filled with accusations? Does she use phrases that don't sound like her? These are signs someone else is influencing her words, possibly even drafting messages for her. Notice how she now misinterprets your words and actions in the worst possible light. Things you say with good intentions are twisted to seem threatening or malicious. This deliberate misinterpretation is a classic sign that someone is filtering your communication through their negative narrative. The timing is another critical piece of evidence. When did this change begin? You'll likely realize it coincides with a specific person becoming more involved in your sister's life. A new friend, partner, advisor, or even another family member who has gained unusual influence. Pay attention to how the legal threats seem excessive compared to the actual situation. Is your sister threatening legal action over matters that previously would have been handled with a simple conversation? This escalation is a red flag that someone is encouraging an aggressive approach. The manipulator follows a pattern of isolating your sister from family members who might counteract their influence. Have you noticed your sister withdrawing from other family members who have good relationships with you? Most revealing is how the manipulator benefits from this conflict. They gain power, control, financial advantage, or emotional satisfaction. from seeing your family divided. While everyone else suffers in this situation, the manipulator actually gains something valuable to them. Understanding exactly how the manipulation works is essential for countering it. The person influencing your sister uses sophisticated tactics that are hard to detect unless you know what to look for. First, they plant seeds of doubt about your intentions and past actions. They ask questions like, "Didn't you think it was strange when your sibling did that?" Or, "Have you ever wondered why they really want to stay close to you?" These questions don't directly accuse you, but create suspicion that grows over time. They're reframing past events to create a narrative where your sister is the victim and you are the threat. Normal family disagreements from years ago are reinterpreted as evidence of your pattern of behavior. Kind actions you've taken are assigned hidden, negative motives. The manipulator encourages your sister to document minor issues, creating a case file against you. They suggest she write down every perceived slight or disagreement, building a distorted paper trail that makes normal sibling interactions look like a pattern of abuse. They position themselves as the supportive advisor while actually pushing for conflict. "I'm just trying to help you protect yourself," they say, while guiding your sister toward escalation rather than resolution. They create false urgency, saying things like, "If you don't take legal action now, you'll regret it later," or "You need to act quickly before they can do more damage." This pressure prevents your sister from carefully considering her actions. Most disturbing, they block reconciliation attempts by intercepting your messages or reinterpreting your peace offerings as manipulation. When you reach out with love, they convince your sister your motives are selfish or deceptive. The legal intimidation serves as a control tactic, keeping both of you off, balance, and afraid, which gives the manipulator more power in the situation. Now, you need practical strategies to protect yourself while opening a path to reconnect with your sister. First and most important, document everything without emotional reactions. Save all messages, emails, and details of phone conversations. This creates an accurate record that counters false narratives, but respond to all communications calmly and factually. Use strategic approaches to bypass the manipulator's influence. When possible, find ways to communicate with your sister directly, in person and alone. The manipulator loses power when they can't control or interpret the communication between you. Certain phrases can break through manipulation by appealing to your shared history. "I remember when we promised each other we'd always talk things through directly. Can we honor that promise now?" Or, "Before attorneys get involved, can we just sit down together like we used to and really hear each other?" Create safe opportunities for direct communication by suggesting neutral locations with positive associations from your childhood. A place with happy memories makes it harder for negative narratives to dominate. Protect your emotional balance using visualization techniques. Before any interaction concerning your sister, visualize a shield of white light surrounding you, reflecting negativity while allowing love and understanding to flow freely in both directions. Set clear boundaries that protect you while keeping reconciliation possible. For example, you might say, "I won't respond to legal threats, but I'm always open to direct conversation about your concerns." This shows you respect yourself while staying open to resolution. Understand the reality behind legal intimidation. Most family disputes threatened with legal action never actually reach court, and those that do rarely satisfy either party. Courts generally encourage family members to resolve conflicts through mediation first. This knowledge helps you stay calm in the face of threats. Remember, the goal isn't winning a fight, but breaking the spell of manipulation and restoring your true connection. Beneath the manipulation, your real sister still exists. The bond you share runs deeper than any outside influence. Now you need strategies to reach her authentic self beyond the manipulator's interference. Appeal to your core connection with gentle reminders of your shared history. Phrases like, "Remember when we promised each other," or "I still have that birthday card you gave me when," can bypass the current narrative and touch deeper memories. Watch carefully for moments when your sister's true self shows through, when her voice softens, when she references shared memories, or when she momentarily drops the accusations. These are windows of opportunity where real connection is possible. Create emotional safety by validating her feelings without validating the false narrative. You might say, "I can see you're truly upset and your feelings matter to me," without agreeing with accusations. This acknowledgement opens doors that argument keeps closed. Share physical mementos that reawaken authentic connection. Old photographs, childhood objects, or family recipes. These tangible reminders of your shared past speak to parts of her identity formed long before the manipulator's influence. Timing is crucial. Choose moments for outreach when your sister is likely to be alone and reflective, not immediately after she's been with the manipulator. Early morning or late evening messages often find her in a more receptive state. Watch for signs that the manipulation's hold is weakening. Inconsistencies in her accusations, brief moments of warmth, or questions that suggest she's having doubts about the path she's on. Carefully avoid triggers that strengthen the manipulator's narrative. Don't criticize the manipulator directly, as this often pushes your sister to defend them more strongly. While working to restore your relationship, you must also protect yourself legally. Understanding your actual legal position removes unnecessary fear and helps you respond strategically rather than emotionally. First, recognize the difference between legal threats and actual legal standing. Many threats never materialize because they lack legal basis. Family disputes over emotional matters rarely result in successful legal action unless specific damages or violations of law can be proven. Implement simple documentation practices. Save all communications, note dates and times of calls, and maintain a calm, reasonable tone in all your responses. Create a timeline of events that shows your consistent attempts at reasonable resolution. Know when to respond and when silence is strategic. Not every accusation requires an answer. Sometimes a brief, "I've noted your concerns and hope we can discuss them directly when emotions have cooled," is more effective than detailed self-defense. Understand how family courts actually view these situations. Judges typically favor parties who demonstrate consistent efforts toward reasonable resolution over those who appear combative or excessively litigious. Courts recognize and often discount claims arising from family disputes that appear driven by emotion rather than legitimate legal issues. Remain calm and reasonable in all communications that might later be reviewed by others. Even when provoked, communicate as if a neutral third party will eventually read your words. Consider consulting with a legal advisor for a single session to understand your specific situation without immediately retaining representation that escalates the situation. This gives you peace of mind and clear direction without signaling an aggressive legal stance. Remember, good legal protection creates space for emotional healing rather than preventing it. This difficult situation actually presents a hidden opportunity to build stronger family bonds than existed before. Family relationships tested by fire often emerge more resilient and authentic when the challenge is successfully navigated. The current conflict reveals the true strength of blood connections. Despite the manipulator's best efforts, something in you and your sister keeps reaching for resolution. This persistent pull toward harmony is the natural state of family bonds asserting itself against artificial division. The healing path for family reconciliation follows specific stages. First comes safety and de-escalation, where legal threats subside and basic respectful communication resumes. Next comes cautious rebuilding of trust through consistent, small, positive interactions. Finally, deeper healing occurs through honest conversations about how the division happened and commitments to new patterns of communication. Watch for important signs of progress: decreased formality in communications, spontaneous sharing of family news, references to positive shared memories, and small gestures of normal sibling interaction returning. These may seem minor but represent significant healing beneath the surface. Create new communication patterns that prevent future manipulation by establishing direct, regular contact that doesn't rely on intermediaries. A weekly call or monthly meal together creates connection that's harder for others to influence. Know that your protection extends to your sister's well-being too. By maintaining love and openness despite the conflict, you create a safe space she can return to when she recognizes the manipulation. The unexpected gift emerging from this situation will be greater awareness of your family bond's true value and new skills for protecting it in the future. The protective energy that brought you this message stands beside you right now as you process this revelation. The timing of this warning reaching you is no coincidence. It's arrived at precisely the moment when you can still take effective action before permanent damage occurs in your relationship with your sister. Begin using these protection and communication strategies today, not tomorrow or next week. The current energy alignment creates a powerful window for healing family bonds that won't remain open indefinitely. Your sister's well-being and the preservation of your family connection are priorities that deserve immediate attention. Show your appreciation for this divine guidance by giving super thanks up to $20. This energy exchange strengthens the protective field surrounding your family situation and allows us to continue providing support to others facing similar challenges with family manipulation and legal threats. Remember that the resolution of this situation begins with your awareness and protection, but ultimately creates healing for everyone involved, even your sister who doesn't yet realize she's being manipulated. The love between siblings is one of life's most enduring bonds, and it remains alive beneath the current conflict, waiting to be restored. Trust that this revelation, though unsettling, has reached you at exactly the right moment to preserve what matters most.